Very good afternoon to one and all. This is Swarnam, Assistant Professor of MBA Department of SNS College of Technology. Today we are going to discuss on the concepts in dividend policy. Before entering into the topic, let's recap the previous session. In the previous session we were discussing on the working capital finance. We were discussing on the various instruments. So, we have seen what is commercial paper. It is a money market instrument. It is an unsecured promissory note which has been issued by the for a purpose of raising the funds. So, it is a short term instrument which has been governed by the central bank. So, we have been discussed on the various instruments in the previous class. In the today's session we are going to discuss on the dividend concepts. So, before entering into the theoretical aspects of the dividend, I have been given you with a short case on understanding the dividend policy. So, I have taken a case of a company named Sara Limited. It is a manufacturing company, a cotton manufacturing company. So, it has been consistently earning a good profit for many years. So, this is a company where they have been generating enough profits and they have been having an adequate cash with them, and they are also having a very good future investment opportunity. So, this is a company named for its quality, and they are been giving a good quality of work life and good remuneration practices also. So, the company shareholders, majority of the shareholders, they prefer a regular income, and this company has also raised the debt from IDBI for 40 lakh rupees. So, this is a problem, this is a small introduction of the company and also the general aspect about the company and the problem statement. So, on the above discussions, on the above factors which we have discussed now, we should in a position to tell whether the company can retain the profit or whether the company can distribute the profit based on the various factors which we have discussed. Yes. So, in the empathy part I have told you the company is earning a good profit, the company is having a very good liquidity position, the company shareholders, majority of the shareholders preferring a regular dividend, and the company is also raised the loan from IDBI bank. So, this is the problem we have been discussed about the company, that is empathized. So, we will define each statement. So, first statement is the company is earning a good profit for many years. Yes. So, if a company is earning a very good profit for many years, that is for a long period of time, the company, it shows the company is in a good progress, and the company is in a position to pay the dividend. Take in case if the company is not consistent in earning profit, their profit is not certain, their profit is always unstable, in that case the company cannot declare a dividend. So, in this we can come to a conclusion, the company whichever is earning a good profit, they can pay a high rate of dividend. But in vice versa, if the company is not earning a profit, they cannot pay a higher rate of dividend. Yes. The second point is there is a availability of enough cash in the company. Yes. Yes, if a company is having a good liquidity position, they can issue a dividend for their shareholders. But then if their liquidity position is not good, they have been having a shortage of funds, they cannot declare a dividend. Third point, majority of the shareholders are preferring a regular dividend, regular income. Okay. If the majority of the shareholders preference is regular dividend, the management, they should always keep in mind on the preference of their shareholder. If the preference of the shareholder is capital appreciation, they do not want to declare a dividend where they can go for investing in the future opportunity. But then if the expectation of the shareholder is to earn a regular income, they should give a higher rate of dividend. So that is what the third point. And the fourth point is, the company has raised 40 lakh rupees from IDBI. If any company has been raised debt, if they have been got a loan from any bank or any financial institution, obviously the lender will have some restriction on them. So based on the lender's restriction, we have to pay a dividend. So in this case, if the IDBI has restrict the company to pay a dividend to the shareholders, they have to follow it. So that is what. So theoretical aspects, what are the factors which influence the dividend policy? I have been gave you a small case on the factors influences the dividend policy. So we will see theoretically what are the factors which influences. So based on the liquidity position of the company, the dividend policy will be determined. If the company is having a very good liquidity position, obviously they can give a good dividend, and based on the past dividend rate also the company will pay a dividend. If the company in the previous year, if they paid less rate of dividend, obviously they will follow the same percentage of dividend in this year also, and based on the earning capacity of the company, the dividend will be determined. If the company is earning a very good profit, they will pay a dividend. If the company is not earning a profit, if their earning is not stable, it is always uncertain, then dividend is also not certain. And based on the various obligation, take in case if I have more debt, I have more commitment to pay interest, in that case a company will not pay a higher rate of dividend. If I have a very good investment opportunity, obviously I will retain the profit. I will not pay the dividend to the shareholders. I will retain that profit. I will go for investment in the various aspects. If in case if I am not having any future investment opportunity, my business is not in a prospects, it's in a decline stage. In that case, in order to avoid declining the value of the shares, I will go for paying a higher rate of the dividend. And as we have been discussed, based on the shareholders expectation, always a company they should know what is the expectation of their shareholders. If the shareholders expectation is regular income, they should pay regular rate of dividend, higher rate of dividend. If the shareholders expectation is capital appreciation, they can retain the profit. So based on the financial policies of the company and based on the cycle, trade cycle, also the dividend factors will be determined, and the borrowing capacity of the firm will also influence the dividend policy. If I am in a capacity to borrow at any time, if any time I can mobilize the amount, I do not wanted to retain my profit, where I can issue a dividend to my shareholders. And legal restriction also be there. If a lender impose some legal restriction on us, like on the profit, like we cannot give a dividend fully, or only 20% of the dividend can be distributed. If there is any lender restriction on us, we should follow on it also. And based on the various taxation policy, government policy will also influence the dividend factors. So these are the various factors will influence the dividend. So based on this, the company will retain and the company will distribute their profit as a dividend. So now it's time for an assessment. The company earning the higher profit will pay higher rate of dividend. Yes or no? Yes. Obviously, if a company is earning a very good profit, they can pay a higher rate of dividend. If in case if the profitability is a question mark, they cannot pay a dividend to their shareholders. The dividend is also a question mark. The company having an investment opportunity will retain the dividend. Yes or no? Yes. If a company is having an investment opportunity, obviously they will retain the profit, they will not distribute to the shareholders. So now it's time to summarize the session. So in today's session we were seeing on dividend policies and factors determining the dividend policies. So dividend, a part of an earnings which has been distributed to the shareholders, is what called as a dividend. Dividend policy, all the company will not follow the same dividend policy. Some company will have a liberal dividend policy, some company will have a strict dividend policy. We have seen various factors, right, based on the profitability aspects, based on the lenders obligation, and based on the volume of the company, and based on the future investment opportunity, based on the liquidity position. So all these factors will influence the dividend policy of a company. So thank you for listening to the video. Thank you.